Well, we've been challenged to do 3 things we like about our camper.
And 3 things we don't like about our camper.
And the challenge came from Living Light RV,
Yeah.
Kent and Lisa. Thank you very much. So let's just go and do this.
All right, let's get into it. Hi, I'm Tracy.
And I'm Christian.
And we are Tumbleweed RvLife.
We decided to live our dream now and today and not wait till tomorrow or someday.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so 3 things that we not so tickled, no.
Just don't like.
Okay, 3 things that we don't like about our Eagle Cap 1200. What's your first one, Tracy?
Okay, oh man, I think it's one that we don't like together. There's a couple that we definitely agree on. And the first one, I will say, is the stealth. That is number 1. When you pull into anywhere, you have to open a slide to go to the bathroom, to get to the fridge, to get to the bed. They all have to be open, pretty much. And you can't stealth camp. We can't just pull onto a side road in city and go to sleep.
You know, so because it has to do with the slides, the 3 slides.
Yeah.
Because it's a side door, the rear slide comes in and blocks off the door.
Yeah.
You open that, you only get access to the couch and a little bit of the kitchen counter from the back side. If you want to get to the fridge, yes, you have to open it.
Yes.
We even thought that the bathroom is on the driver's side, so if we pull onto a street, we cannot open that slide at night to go to the bathroom. And we were hoping that we could kind of go around the other way on the bed, but no, that slide is closed and it blocks off the bathroom on the other side.
Right.
So we've came with a solution. We did it one night that we street camped, and all we did is that we'd pull in that slide, and if we needed to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, we would just open the slide, do what we needed to do, and then close the slide again. And it worked out fairly well. Yeah. I think as long as there's no overnight staying in your vehicle bylaw and the cops don't come around, or if it's not an issue, we have no problem just opening the 2 slides and going to sleep.
Right.
You know, because usually that would just be a quick stop. It's not like you're going to camp that way.
Right. But we also learned that you can't leave it halfway. You have to open it all the way or all the way in.
Yes, we had a video and where we asked.
Still going. That one's not.
I could just do this.
I don't think you should say the word.
Yeah,
don't say the word.
we can't. We have another vid. We can't say the whole word because our GoPros turn off.
Yeah, when you say that word.
I said that word too, and I'm surprised they didn't shut down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Vid is okay.
Yeah, vid. So we have another vid, so we'll just put a link where when we purchased the Eagle Cap, it's actually our trailer video, and we asked that question just so that we would use less space, we could still access it. And at the time they said yes, there's no problem with doing that. The problem is that you're putting your slide motors out of sync. So bad thing, because it did happen to us on our fridge side this winter.
Yeah.
And I guess the solution is all you got to do is cycle your slide 3 times all the way back and forth. Hold the button even after the slide is completely closed for another 5-10 seconds, and then do that 3 times, and the motors will get back into sync. Yeah. Number 2. What's number 2?
Number 2 is the propane tanks.
The tanks are front to back. A lot of units, they're side by side and they pull out on a tray. Ours are front to back. So to get to the second tank, you have to unscrew the bar, and it's a real pain to get to the second tank. So what we like to do is only draw the first tank, and when it's empty, we'll get that filled up before we go too far into the second tank.
That's what I meant by having the Mopica, because that's convenient, because then you can always just switch the front tank instead of having to go take the front tank and the back tank in.
Exactly. So
that's a pain.
So I guess with the tank monitor, we can keep tracking. We get alarms when it gets low, so we don't want to get it to the point where it's empty and it's actually starting to draw the second tank. And now you really don't know. What some people do is that they'll actually close their second tank. So the problem with that, that's great if you're running heat, you know, your furnace isn't heating or your hot water isn't getting hot.
Right.
But we run our fridge on propane, and it's not good for us to run out of propane. So that's why we went with the Mopica propane tank level monitors, and it comes on the phone app, gives us alarms, and there's a little push button box also that we attach to the wall. So that is a pain because our tanks are only 20 pounds each. Most of the Eagle caps, the 1165 and the 1160, have 30 pounds, two 30-pound tanks. Ours only has 220 because this unit is so big, they had to try to cut weight, you know, wherever they could, and that was one of the compromises. Just to let you know, in the heat, summer heat, and if the fridge is in the sun in the afternoon, which happens a lot because we point our solar panels south,
Right.
so afternoon sun is hitting our fridge. Our 20-pound propane tank running only the fridge, we typically don't run hot water. The bottle will last for 6-7 days, a 20-pounder. So we go through that, and you know, moderate cooking. We do cook inside. We don't have an outside barbecue or grill.
Okay.
So just FYI, if anybody's wondering.
And getting to that, it would be nice to be able to bring a grill, but this is the third not like. It's the weight.
It all has to do with weight.
It all has to do with weight.
Not storage, but weight.
No. I'd love to bring a grill, but then something has to give. Something has to go.
And so we started eliminating things. We had a little hibachi, little barbecue, propane barbecue with the little bottle, and we used it, I think, twice last year.
If that.
Yeah. When we were at campgrounds.
Yeah.
We don't camp much, and so it's not on legs. So unless you have a picnic table, something to put it on, it's
on the ground.
It's on the ground. So that got left behind.
Yes.
Yeah, we gave that away.
In one of the videos, you could actually see the little hibachi in one of the bushes on our land, because that's where we left it. We just started to take stuff out of the truck camper and left it there.
Yeah, I think that was the second time we went to the land, and I think we were backing in.
Yes.
And Tracy was kind of following me in with the, and if you kind of look to the left when we turn the corner inside our street, you'll see it there. You'll see it there. Yeah, you'll see it there.
Yeah.
On the left, on your left.
Yeah.
So
it's funny.
Yeah, we'll put a link to that video here. So getting back to storage and weight, so it all deals with weight. We have storage, enough storage to bring everything that we like. We set up one of the closets as a pantry. However, we did bad things like get things that are in glass jars and things that have full cans, things that have water in them. We carry a lot of sparkling water and water bottles, and all this adds up.
Adds up, yeah.
So, you know, we had to even make modifications initially, even before we started putting things in here. We had to modify the truck suspension, and we tried going with torque lift stable loads, and that just wasn't sufficient. As soon as we put water in the fresh tank, it got just a little bit back heavy, and that tipped it over the edge. So we took those off. We added 2 more leaves to the rear suspension. That effectively turned the truck from a F450 to a 550. And that solved the whole problem. That now it rides wonderfully. We can have it loaded down in the back end, and everything's good. It works fine. But we're still heavy. When we go over scales, it's a little scary. So the F450 has a gross vehicle weight capacity of 14,000. Adding the 2 leaves brings us to about 15,800, almost 16,000. However, when we went over scales, we were close to 17,000, so we're 1,000 pounds overweight. So now we're going to go through the camper and take everything out, like section by section. We're going to take everything out, especially in the truck too, and shed as much weight as we can now that we've been in the camper for a year. Yeah,
we can figure out what we really haven't used and what we really don't need.
I think it's the full time, It's one thing, going out on weekends or for a few weeks or a month, during vacation. But when we were planning to go to Baja, we also had the fear, well, we're leaving in October, are we going to hit snow? Do we need winter jackets, fall jackets? Do we need, how many hoodies do we need? And
we took too many.
And we took way too many clothes. Like, do I need, dress clothes? It's not like I go to meetings anymore. It's not like I go to work, in an office anymore.
Right.
So we kind of came to the realization that we only need 2 of everything, except, socks, underwear, t-shirts, they're light. We go through a lot of those.
A lot of t-shirts. Especially on the land we were working, we went through a lot of clothes.
Like, I had 3 pairs of pants. I wore 1. Actually, that's not true. I wore the second one for our anniversary dinner.
Yeah.
But I had 3. And I don't know why would I need a pair of black pants in Mexico?
But
jeans.
The ladies will agree with me. I understand that, a guy can do minimal, and that's great. But I do have a lot of workout wear that I wear a lot.
Yeah.
And I change it.
But that's, clothes is fairly light, but it adds up. It starts to take space.
Yeah.
Like, we've overflown our drawers and, storing our clothes. So it's folded and kind of gets stacked on the side of the bed.
Yeah, but I did get rid of a lot of dress wear, like dresses and things that I wear to go out. I did do that. I'm talking to you as well.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Because we've been kind of going down that road. Tracy's slowly getting through she's gone through the kitchen.
Yes.
And I looked at the drawers, and it's like it's been reduced tremendously.
A lot.
Yeah.
I had enough servings, and I'm not kidding. I had enough servings, like forks, knives, spoons, if we had guests of 8 people.
Yeah. Now, there's one thing we don't compromise on is like fry pans. We have a cast iron. Do we have 2 still?
We have a little one and a big one.
And well, medium size, not the big one.
No.
And we won't compromise. Cast iron cooks so much better, especially if you're cooking a steak.
But also, it's dual purpose. See, it has to be dual purpose. You got to think about that too.
Yeah.
If we were cooking outside on a fire, cast iron is the way to go, right?
Exactly. We can cook inside or out.
Yes.
I mean, we have a lot of things that has dual purpose. And when we decide to bring something into the camper, well, something's got to go out, or before we get something new, it has to have dual purpose.
You have to justify it.
It was a little bit like we don't have an Instapot. It seems like Instapot is the RVer's dream, a multi-tool.
But
and now I think we're going to go for it.
I think so.
We are going to get an Instapot.
Yeah.
So that's weight. What else? The weight also has issues with the jacks, taking the camper off, because we were very heavy. We didn't realize it, but we burnt all 4 jack motors this last winter. So that was, somewhat of an expensive repair, less than I thought it was going to be. But and we caught some of them under warranty. We caught 1 jack under warranty. We phoned it in in January before the warranty expired. But that was the fun part of loading the camper with the hand cranks, and that's kind of very scary, loading the camper, especially we can't do it when it's very windy, because when it's high on the legs, it starts to get not so stable.
It's terrifying.
And
it's terrifying.
Like, we'll back the truck up very close, we'll have everything ready, and then we'll bring it about halfway up, bring in the truck, and then we had to go.
But as you're cranking, if it's windy, the trailer's like this, it's terrifying.
Yeah, and it has to be on level ground. It has to go up level. Like, it's not as easy. That part's
scary.
It's not as easy because you're going up like this, and keeping it level is a little tougher. So that's the weight. So that's the things that we don't like so much about the Eagle Cap 1200. Let's move on to the good stuff. So what do we like the most?
What do we like the most? Number 1, we can go anywhere, literally anywhere.
And that was the nice part of going with the truck camper, because we weren't sure if we were going to go fifth wheel a truck camper for the longest time when we started this journey. And I think that was season one too. It was at the beginning when we were doing our research.
Very beginning, yeah.
And so we ended up going with a truck camper, I guess for two reasons. We found fifth wheels so big, like I looked up at the front of one, you know, very nice.
It literally is a house.
Yeah, front kitchen Montana, you know, from the inside it's like, oh, it's cozy, it's nice, it's roomy. But then I went in front and looked at the nose of it and looked up and said, I don't want to carry that around. That's
so
huge.
Big. So big.
So we went with the truck camper because we the way we came to the realization is that kind of came up with an expression is, you know, do you want to travel a lot and live little, or do you want to live big and travel a little? So there's all variations of that, and we decided to travel a lot and live little, or live tiny. And
tiny home.
And that was the best decision because you don't have to do so much traveling, so much planning. You can decide to explore. You see a sign, oh, you know, feature down this road, feature down that. Oh, let's go.
Historical site.
Yeah, let's go check it out. You know, we can do that on the spur of a moment because we know we can always turn around.
Yeah.
Number 2 is that we can dolly off the camper. You know, we've even seen people with this camper actually have a towed, you know, tow a vehicle. But we don't really see the sense of that, at least not the practicality, especially when you're traveling, I think it's 3,000 miles, 3,600 miles from our house to our property in Baja.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense to pull a car that far. So we don't need to, because we can take the camper off and then we have our truck, we have a vehicle. And you'll see that in all our Baja series once we move to our land, that we dollied off the camper, put it down, we braced it on blocks, and you know, it's great, it's done, and we have a vehicle.
But never say never. We might end up getting something in Baja, but we might end up leaving it there.
Yeah, because you'll see from this video when we went for supplies into Cabo San Lucas, it was half an hour of washboard road to go from our property into Todos Santos before you hit pavement.
Oh, this is the bad part.
And it is really rough. And you know, the first few times it's like gingerly slowing down, and then you kind of say, this is a truck, it's got to work. So we found the happy speed of about 35 miles an hour, 60 kilometers an hour, was kind of not beating up the truck too bad and kind of floating on top of the washboard. But I was going to replace shocks anyway, so you know, we'll do an inspection on the shocks and see if it's time to change them. Somebody suggested to me last night that, because the video came out on, you know, a couple of days ago, and they suggested actually getting airbags. Now, airbags are not recommended with the truck camper. So you're actually running top heavy. So if you lift up the back, you're actually lifting it off the suspension.
Yeah.
So you got further to go, and you get a bigger wobble, and it's not recommended.
No.
Now, when the camper's off the truck, somebody suggested have some airbags, and then you're kind of, at least the back end is kind of floating on air a bit, and I can see the benefit to that. But do I really want airbags just for that? I guess I could inflate them a little with the camper on board too. That might help a bit. So we'll look at that. That has added cost, and we decided to go with the extra 2 leaves in the rear leaf pack. So we'll have to think about that one. Why did we put?
I don't know. I noticed that.
We put propane. Okay, so what's the?
So this is spur of the moment, not discussed. So
I think I like the space. I like the space of this camper.
I do too.
And you know, as much as we can't get into it when it's closed,
I like the fact that we can both get into our bed, and that's space related. The size of the bed itself is space related.
It's space related. Everything about space in this camper is awesome. There's a lot of storage. We're not lacking for it. Especially our shower is our linen closet. But excuse me. So out of all the Eagle caps, the kind of 1100, 1200 series, This, I believe, is the only one that you can access the bed from both sides.
Yes. It's the
So,
only one.
and this is the only one that has the California King mattress size, and has room to walk on each side of the bed also. So that was a big benefit for us.
If I didn't have storage there.
Yeah, I mean, we use that little walk area. We actually store stuff there with more storage. And you got to be careful with putting too much weight, heavy, bulky stuff on the front cab over, because it really flexes. And we've hit some bumps that it actually came and knocked on the top of the roof. Yeah. And we have, I think they're called running lights on the top, and they're really hard plastic, and they've taken the brunt. So I could just imagine if we, you know, that was an option when we ordered the truck. And I'm happy we took them, because if they weren't there, we would have scratched and pounded the roof of the truck. Yeah. You know, that wouldn't have been good. Yeah. But in terms of space, when you open this unit up, it opens up on both sides and in the back, and it's square at that point. We have room for this table. You know, we have room for my office. Tracy has her desk over there. Yeah. It opens up. Is it cramped walking around? Yes, it's a little... But it works, you know. It's like, it's not cramped, but
no, I can get around here, and you can get around.
But you take these tables out of here, and we have our little side tables. It's great. We have lots of room. The kitchen, I think you really like the kitchen.
I love the kitchen. I love the kitchen, and that's all the space I need. There's a little space in between the stove and the sink, and there's space on the other side of the sink for prep. It's a lot of space.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the three things that we like about the EcoCap 1200. There's a lot more, but those are the main three things. So if you like this video, please right now give it a thumbs up, thumbs up. And oh, wait a minute, oh wait, oh, thank you, we appreciate that.
Don't forget to subscribe.
And we have noticed also about 2/3 of you that are watching right now are not subscribed. So if you do us a big favor and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and ask for all notification. It really helps the algorithm, and it really supports this channel, so we can continue to make awesome videos. I hope they're awesome. So is that it?
That's it.
That's it. If there's any videos you'd like to see, if there's anything, maybe some EcoCap or truck camper people out there, if you have pros and cons that you find with your unit,
there's your challenge.
There's your challenge. Just leave them in the comments below, and we will challenge all our friends who are our full-time RVers or RVers to also do the 3 likes and dislikes of your RV. So on that note,
I'm Tracy.
And I'm Christian, and we'll catch you on the next one.
I'm Tracy.
And I'm Christian, and we'll
catch you on the next one. I'm Tracy.
Oh, I was looking away.